Tell me, fellas, have you seen her? It was about 5 minutes ago when I seen the hottest chick that a youngin' never seen before.
Today I'm actually going to be showing you how to do these little nail stickers that I did like a week ago. I'm going to show you how to do the heart that I have on my nails. I'm going to use the small side of my nail daughter. You can also use the bigger one for bigger hearts. You're just going to go ahead and get your black color, dot it on your little piece of paper, and then you're going to go ahead and you get your nail daughter, the small side, and dip it in the color, and then you're just going to go ahead and dot on the paper, in your clear plastic bag here, and do another dot right next to it. Make sure they're touching. And you're just going to go ahead and shape your heart. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do another heart. Same process. We're just going to go ahead and do one dot, pick up some more color, and do another dot right next to it. To make this a little easier, if you want, you can go ahead and place a third dot where you want the point of the heart to be, but it's not necessary because you're just going to go ahead and connect them. It's really easy, you guys. You know, you can go ahead and smooth out the edges, make it as wide or as thin as you want. This is so easy because if you make any mistakes, literally guys, it's so easy to fix. Outline on this heart here. If you want the outline, I actually did the outline after I applied my stickers. So I just applied my stickers, a plain heart, and then just went ahead with a nail daughter and some glitter, silver glitter, and put that on there. But if you want to do your outline on the design already, so you have to do nothing but apply your stickers, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just going to go ahead and use this silver as my outline and just dot it onto my little glopping paper. I'm actually going to use the smaller nail daughter, this one here. It's really, really tiny. Dip it in my silver color, and then I'm just going to go ahead and outline one of the hearts I did. Very easy. I only did one side on my actual nails. I only outlined one side. But I might just go ahead and outline the whole heart for you guys here. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Just like so. You know, you do this really neat. I'm just kind of rushing and just kind of getting it done so you guys can get an idea of how to do this stuff. It doesn't have to be perfect. For me, at least. For you guys, since you're going to be using this design on your nail, go ahead and do that really neat as possible. And this is also a great way to practice designs. This is a really great way to practice. Because, again, all you have to do is wipe it off and, you know, your design is fixed. Or you can start all over. Alright, so I'm going to show you what I just did. So here is the little heart that I put the highlight around, or the outline in silver. Can you guys see that? This was one I did previously with the silver outline. You guys see? And this was just these are some plain ones here. There you go, some plain ones. Now I'm going to show you how to do this flower. Now because I dragged those colors in, you actually want to go ahead and use your clear. The reason why you want to do a clear when doing multiple part designs, meaning that they, if they don't connect to each other, like if I didn't drag this clear or drag this nail polish there, if I was just going to keep the dots whole and not drag them, then you need to put the clear on the bottom, because what will happen is each of those dots aren't touching each other, they're separate, and so that means that they're separate designs. If you want them to come up together, meaning you want the whole flower to come up as one, as opposed to 4 different dots or 5 different dots, you want to put some clear on the bottom of it, because then that'll make it it'll make it one design as opposed to 5 different mini designs. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, you want to get some clear and paint it onto your surface like you paint your nail. Just the surface where you plan on putting, the area where you plan on putting your design. Just throw a little clear on it. You want to let it dry. I'm not going to let it dry because I don't have time. So then you want to go ahead and do your design. I'm going to show you how to do it with just 4 separate or 5 separate, depending on how I feel, separate designs, so you can put it all on one area so it can make one big design. So I'm going to show you how to do the 4-petal flower without dragging it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 4 dots. Well, actually I should use the big side. There we go. 4 dots. Oop, I didn't dot enough on my blocking paper. There we go. So 4 dots, like I said. 2. There we go. Alright, so there are my 4 dots. I'm actually just going to throw one quickly in the middle so it looks like a flower. There we go. Alright, so if I wanted my flower to look just like that without dragging, and I just wanted to keep the circles whole, then at that point I do want to put the clear on the bottom, because technically these are 5 different dots. Meaning, if you didn't put clear on the bottom, if you wanted to get the nail sticker off, it's going to come off, the circles are going to come off one by one. They're not going to come up as one whole design. So in order to avoid picking them up one by one, you want to put the clear on the bottom of that design. See that? You want to put the clear on the bottom so that what will happen is when you go ahead to lift off your sticker, it'll come off all together as one design. Now, if you notice, there's some excess clear around the flower. Actually, can you guys see? There's some excess clear nail polish around the flower. Because it's clear, it's not going to show up once you stick it on your nail. It'll just literally be one really big sticker. But if it's really bugging you, you can just trim off the excess clear. But again, it's not necessary because you won't be able to see it. Once you paint over it with your top coat, it's invisible. Alright? So if you were to drag the colors now, I'm going to show you guys. If you were to drag the colors, you don't necessarily have to put the clear on the bottom, because when you drag the color, what's happening is you're bringing those colors, you're bringing those dots together and making them stick, they're making them join at the middle, at the center. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and dot our paper. We're going to go ahead and get our dotting tool, and we're going to make 4 dots again. You can do 5, you don't have to do a 4-petal flower like I'm doing. This is just for ease. You're just going to make your 4 dots. Alright? If you want a little bit more dimension to your dots, you can go ahead and get another color, like this silver here. I'm going to go ahead and dot that on the paper. Use the smaller side of the nail dotter and put those directly in the center of the 4 dots. That'll give it some dimension. There you go. And then once you drag the nail color towards the center, that'll just give it a really cool effect. What you want to do is you also want to wait till those dry just a little. You want them to be a little tacky and then drag them to the center. Again, for time's sake, I don't have time to wait for them to dry, so I'm just going to go ahead and drag them now. Like so, towards the center. Like so. And then you can go ahead and get a silver dot or a black dot, whatever you want, and make the center of the flower. A little petal, or a little center. There you are. So, here is what the flower looks like. Again, you do yours a lot neater. Let me just get that in your guys' view. There it is. Really easy. You can do 5 petals. You don't have to do 4 like I did. Do it neater. And because now that you dragged those colors toward the center to one common place, it's all now one sticker. But to be on the safe side, you should still put some clear on the bottom of that. You don't have to, but I like to be safe.